What's up, Cowboys Nation? Welcome back to Cowboys News TV, where we keep you locked in with the latest news, analysis, and breakdowns on all things Dallas Cowboys. I'm Dave, and today, we're diving into a game that exposed some of the offseason decisions made by the Cowboys front office. Yeah, we're talking about that tough loss against the Baltimore Ravens, a game where the score was close, but it didn't feel like it at all. But before we get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. We're on the road to 12,000 subscribers, and your support is crucial in helping us grow. If you enjoy this content and want to stay updated with all the latest from Cowboys Nation, your subscription makes a huge difference. Now, let's talk about Sunday's game, where the Cowboys fell 28-25 to the Ravens. The final score makes it seem like a tight contest, but the reality is, it wasn't even close until the last few minutes of the game. Midway through the fourth quarter, we were down 28-6. Owner Jerry Jones didn't mince his words after the game. Look at the whole picture, we got outplayed. He's right, folks. This was a game where everything fell apart, from the running game to the defense. Jerry even went on to say he's very disappointed, which is exactly how we're all feeling. Cowboys Nation, what do you think? Is this team falling short of expectations? Let us know in the comments and vote in our poll. Do you think these issues can be fixed, or is this the new standard for our Cowboys? Let's start with the running game, or rather, the lack of one. The Cowboys' decision to bring Ezekiel Elliott back this offseason was already controversial, but now, it's looking like a bigger misstep by the week. Zeke ran the ball just 3 times for 6 yards. That's right, folks. 3 carries, 6 yards. Meanwhile, Derrick Henry, who signed with the Ravens and could have been a Cowboy, put up 151 yards and 2 touchdowns on us. Here's a question for you all. Should the Cowboys have gone after Derrick Henry instead of bringing Zeke back? Do you think this backfield, with guys like Deuce Vaughn and Rico Dowdle, can hold it down for the rest of the season? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear from you. Now, Zeke's return had some fans hopeful, especially after a few solid runs in Week 1, but let's be honest, it's not enough. The Cowboys' running game averaged just 3.2 yards per carry on Sunday, and it's still not a threat to opposing defenses. Deuce Vaughn and Rico Dowdle have had their moments, but the production just isn't there, and it's hurting this offense in a big way. The defensive front seven, a major problem. As bad as the offense looked, the defense was arguably worse. For the second week in a row, the Cowboys' front seven got embarrassed. The Ravens ran all over us, putting up 274 yards on 45 carries. Folks, these are numbers you usually see in college football, not the NFL. The Ravens played it old school, running the ball down our throats because they could. This is after we gave up 190 rushing yards to the Saints in Week 2. Where's the accountability? Why aren't adjustments being made to stop the run? Cowboys Nation, I want to know, do you think this is a coaching issue, a talent issue, or both? Let's get a conversation going in the comments below. And then there's Dak Prescott, the NFL's highest paid player, who's been under fire, and not just from fans. He's literally been running for his life, trying to make plays behind a struggling offensive line. Against the Saints, he threw the ball 39 times. This past Sunday against the Ravens, he had to drop back 51 times. That's a recipe for disaster. The Ravens entered the game with one of the worst pass defenses in the league, yet we couldn't take advantage. CeeDee Lamb fumbled inside the 10-yard line and, frankly, spent the rest of the game visibly frustrated. He didn't speak to the media afterward, but Dak was quick to defend him, saying he's got Lamb's back. But folks, we need to see more from our star receiver, especially when we're facing defenses that should be exploitable. Cowboys Nation, what do you make of Dak's performance? Do you think he's being asked to do too much, or is this just part of the job when you're the leader of America's team? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments. Looking back at the offseason, it's hard not to wonder if the Cowboys made the right moves. Zeke over Derrick Henry? That decision alone is haunting us now, but that's just part of the story. The Cowboys also failed to make significant upgrades to their defensive front seven, and it's showing. Baltimore and New Orleans have exploited that weakness, and if we don't fix it soon, more teams are going to do the same. What do you think the Cowboys should do? Is it time to hit the trade market and bring in some fresh talent on defense, or should we ride it out with the guys we have? Let's debate in the comments. The clock is ticking. One thing's for sure, the Cowboys need to figure it out, and fast. We're now heading into Week 4, and if these issues don't get addressed, it's going to be a long season. The running game, the defense, the turnovers, it's all adding up, and it's time for this team to show some urgency. But hey, Cowboys Nation, let's not lose hope just yet. The season is still young, and there's plenty of football left to play. What do you think? Are we hitting the panic button, or do you believe the Cowboys can turn it around? There's a common saying in sports, you play how you practice. That might have been exactly what happened to the Cowboys on Sunday in their 28-25 loss to the Baltimore Ravens, especially for quarterback Dak Prescott, who admitted that a subpar practice earlier in the week carried over into the game. Prescott pointed to a Thursday practice where he struggled, which he believes set the tone for the offense's erratic performance during the first 3 quarters of the game. "I didn't have a great practice. I believe it was Thursday," Prescott said after the game. "I even told Coach Mike McCarthy, I said, I feel better when it's me. I can control it, I can get over it. I'll make that change and that difference." But it's also a sense of making sure that other people are doing what they're supposed to be doing. Make sure that other people aren't maybe dwelling on a practice rep, myself included. The Cowboys found themselves in a deep hole, trailing 28-6 by the fourth quarter. Despite the late-game surge where the Cowboys scored 19 points in a wide-open passing attack that exploited the Ravens' soft coverage, the damage was already done. At the post-game press conference, Prescott didn't shy away from the fact that the team's sluggish start ultimately cost them the game. "Started late, that's the biggest part of it," Prescott explained. "The penalties, some errors, whether it's alignment or assignments, we've got to be cleaner. We've got to lock in and be more focused on our job and take accountability." What Dak was referencing were the mistakes and missed opportunities in the first 3 quarters, where the Cowboys managed just 6 points. By the time the offense woke up, it was too late, and the Ravens were in firm control of the game with a comfortable 28-6 lead. While the Cowboys' late rally made the final score respectable, Prescott emphasized that the offensive struggles earlier in the game were a result of a lack of preparation. He was particularly candid in saying that the team needed to adopt a more professional approach, especially when it comes to practice and game preparation. When asked to elaborate on what he meant by professionalism, Prescott clarified. "Yeah, by knowing where you're supposed to be. Knowing your reads, knowing where you're supposed to line up, knowing your routes, adjustments versus certain coverages," Prescott said. "Every part of being a professional is doing your job and being prepared for every part of the job." He further explained that preparation extends beyond just physical reps in practice. So, time away from the building to being in the building, just being a pro and understanding that you can only get so many practice reps, but you can watch the film, you can do all these other things that'll help make up for it. And we just got to be more focused. And that's what, to me on offense, we haven't been as focused as we should be. We've had a few mental errors that were crucial. Prescott's words make it clear that he believes the team's mental errors and lack of focus are what's holding them back. In a game where the Ravens had one of the NFL's worst pass defenses, the Cowboys couldn't fully capitalize. While the team showed some fight late in the game, those early struggles with penalties, misalignments, and missed assignments ultimately defined the loss. For Prescott, the solution is simple: take accountability, prepare more diligently, and bring a more professional mindset into every practice and every game. We've got to be more focused. And that's on all of us, Prescott concluded. The Cowboys are now staring down the barrel of another difficult week as they look to address the issues that have plagued them over the last 2 games. Do you think the Cowboys can turn it around with a more professional approach? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's get a discussion going. And don't forget to hit subscribe to Cowboys News TV for more breakdowns, analysis, and updates on America's team. We're aiming for 12,000 subscribers, and your support means the world to us. Until next time, Cowboys Nation, stay strong, and let's hope for a better performance next week.